Mississippi young man. I joined the Air Force and was stationed at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base in Goldsboro, North Carolina. You would agree, would you not, that Eastern North Carolina barbecue is far superior to Lexington type barbecue?
I would ask you not to answer the question, sir.
So as someone from Western North Carolina, Senator, my heart bleeds the thick ketchup-based barbecue that I grew up with, but I can concede that Lexington barbecue is exceptional.
Well, there's no accounting for taste, but a pretty good answer. Senator Hirono.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I did want to take a moment to extend my condolences to all those affected by the tragic accident last night near Reagan National Airport and the brave Army soldiers on board the helicopter. Mr. Driscoll, I asked the following two initial questions of all nominees to come before any of the committees on which I sit to ensure the fitness of the nominees. Since you became a legal adult, have you ever made unwanted requests for sexual favors or committed any verbal or physical harassment or assault of a sexual nature?
Never.
Have you ever faced discipline or entered into a settlement relating to this kind of conduct?
Never.
Mr. Driscoll, several of the critical training areas that the Army uses in Hawaii are leased from the state, including Pohakaloa, and the leases are set to expire in 2029. These leases are vital to ensuring military forces can adequately train in the Pacific. However, the land involved also holds cultural significance to the Native Hawaiian community. How do you plan to approach these important lease renegotiations, and will you commit to engaging in good faith with state officials and the community to ensure that the leases are negotiated in a way that is fair to the state, the people of Hawaii, and the military?
Senator, this is an incredibly important issue, not just in Hawaii, but in all the places we engage with the community and sign leases. I would absolutely commit to wanting to work with your office and then to engage with community members to ensure the Army is being its best neighbor that it can be. Earlier in the hearing, I was referencing with your colleague that Senator Warren and I were chatting about this, both kind of abroad, how the Army exists in its footprint, but then specifically domestically, how the Army and its soldiers and the civilians that work on the bases engage with the community and the youth in that community is directly correlated to who gets a taste of what the Army has to offer and who gets to see what a life in the Army can do for them. And so I think it is both the right thing to do and the selfish thing to do to be the best community members we can be.
I want to particularly emphasize how important these negotiations are and how they are conducted, because the military of late has been criticized for what happened at Red Hill, basically involving the Navy. But as far as the community is concerned, what happens to one service is something that impacts all of the other services. So it is really critical that you engage with the community. So, going to modernizing DoD infrastructure is one of my top priorities, and the Army has a deep backlog of maintenance and modernization for its facilities. And sadly, for example, in Hawaii, 50% of Army facilities are classified as failing or failed, and the cost to repair or replace them is over $5 billion. This is just involving Hawaii. So we need to have a functioning infrastructure critical to military readiness. How are you planning to address the Army's infrastructure issue in Hawaii and in the greater Indo-Pacific?
Senator, I've had many friends stationed in Hawaii, and though the experience has been good, I think that they might echo that some of the maintenance issues exist. We owe a duty to our soldiers and their families. It is my daughter, my 6-year-old Lila, is named after my E6's daughter, Lila. She lives on military.
So, Mr. Driscoll, you know, my time is running out, and so what I am getting from you is that there is a a commitment to deal with the lagging infrastructure throughout the military and the Army. So I will certainly be holding you to that, should you be confirmed. Let me get to mass deportations. President Trump has already ordered thousands of additional Army soldiers to the southern border. Experts have said deporting over 11 million people, these are the people who are undocumented, will require tens of thousands of personnel, hundreds of billions of dollars, and years to complete. The Army is the primary military service who would be called upon to support a mass deportation order. What impact would deploying tens of thousands of troops have on Army readiness?
Senator, my understanding from the outside is that the Army stands by and stands ready to support the president's mission to defend the border.
Well, if you
and
have
that
to deploy 10,000 people or more from the Army to do that, I would say that it is going to impact Army readiness for the other purposes for which the Army is stood up. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.